What's up, Trojans? Happy New Year's Eve and Happy New Year's. The Giants, unfortunately, in 2023 with a loss, but they've really competed the last 2 weeks, and I'm happy about that. You look at a team that's already out of playoff contention, and what else is there to hope for other than the team competing? Even if it results in a loss ultimately, they've competed. And they've competed against good teams, which I feel like the moral losses are all. I feel like that's the best case scenario at this point, because you get a moral loss like this. It's close, and it's like, all right, anyone that was rooting for a win, hey, you were really close. Anyone that was rooting for a loss, hey, you still lost. Your draft position's good. It's kind of a wash and all that, which is why I'm not too upset or too excited either way. Obviously rooting for the game, in the moment. I'm like, oh, how'd you miss that throw? Oh, that field goal missed. Ah, man. But, after the game, it's like, okay, our draft position's pretty high now. Especially since Dallas could win the NFC East. And that shouldn't necessarily be a good thing. I'd much prefer the Giants win the NFC East. But if they're completely out of the race, if there's one team I don't want to win it right now, it is the Philadelphia Eagles. They do not deserve to win this division. You can argue Dallas doesn't either. Yeah, sure. But I love the tradition, at the very least, that the NFC East does not have a repeat division winner. And I want that to stay the case. And I just also hate the Eagles. Least favorite team in the NFL. So I'm very excited that they lost to the Arizona Cardinals in a huge upset. Like, let's go Cardinals. Nice job, everyone on that Cardinals team. Full props. Dallas, send them gift baskets. It's just the best thing right now, given the Giants lost. The best other game in the NFL to happen this week. And Dallas, with a very technical, weird win against the Lions, squeaks it out and has a real shot at winning the division. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Dallas just has to take care of their own business this week. They'll have the division win. And then looking forward, just looking for the Giants to compete next week against the Eagles. If they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. But the last 2 weeks they've competed, and you have a guy, especially like Dane Belton, safety for the Giants, hasn't done a ton this year. Puts it all together in this game. 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery. That's really good. Would have loved it if the defensive line was a bit more obvious. Did a lot more, but can't have everything in a game. A linebacker stood out. Bobby Okereke. He's played 100% of the Giants' defensive snaps this season. He had 1 nice sack, a lot of good pressures. He was looking good. And otherwise, on defense, there's just the negative I gotta mention is Adoree Jackson. He's very up and down all day. He forced that fumble that Dane Belton recovered, but also gave up a ton of yards on a really random play where he wrapped a guy up on the sideline and then just let him go. And the guy ran for like 50 more yards, almost got a touchdown. And then the drive ended in a touchdown. It was a very weird play. I didn't know how to react to it. I thought he stepped out of bounds, which is why he let go. And then no whistles were blown and the camera's following the guy running. I'm like, what are we doing here? But other than that, he had that forced fumble and he had a couple nice pass breakups. Very weird performance. It is more of a rookie performance out of a veteran, which is so weird. But on the offense, very up and down. I thought the wide receiving core, including Saquon Barkley, did good overall. Hyatt, Slayton. Hyatt got robbed of a deep ball. That was very unfortunate. Waller had some nice catches. Saquon had some nice grabs and runs and stuff. Saquon also had a good running day. I think he was like approximately, I'm probably way off on the exact numbers, but it was in the range of like 12 for 50, about like a 4 to 5 yard average. Like, he was an effective runner overall. He had a lot of ones, but he also had a couple 10-yard runs, a couple longer ones. I thought he was effective in the run game. I'm surprised they didn't run him more, but overall, if Tyrod could have hit a couple more throws, would have had it. And, this thing with Tyrod Taylor is better than Tommy DeVito and all, but it's weird that he's in and not Tommy DeVito when we could develop Tommy DeVito more. And Tyrod, He missed a lot of good throws today. He made a lot of amazing throws too. It was a weird mixed bag out of Tyrod in this game, but ultimately it was a tough game between the Giants and the Rams. The Rams came out on top. You look at things like the game-winning missed field goal and the seriously missed 2-point conversion throw between Tyrod just missing Saquon by a mile. And yeah, the game could have been very different, but it's all good. Giants will have a high draft pick. Dallas could win the division. It'll probably work out in the end, especially with Giants being at playoff contention. Losing a very close game, it's kind of like a moral victory. I don't know. Season's a wash at this point. Kind of numb to it now, especially. But in the moment of the game, I'm very excited and all, but just looking back on it, the excitement doesn't last for more than that, and that's just because the Giants are out of playoff contention. They're just playing football to play football. It's fun to watch. It's very fun to watch. I get into it while watching it, but after the fact, there's nothing to look forward to, except for the draft and next year because the Giants are not going to the playoffs, and so. Hey, hopefully Dallas wins the division. Hopefully the Giants really compete next week. And if they win, it takes a load off Dallas's shoulders. Interested to see the schedule. Could be very solid finish to the season, even if the Giants are not the ones making the postseason. See you guys in the next one.